Hello guys and welcome back to another video. We did not update for like a couple days. The reason being we did not have time. I did promise that we would do something, but unfortunately we couldn't. So we're gonna make all that up today. It might be a little bit longer than usual, but we're gonna be right into the back of swing of things. Um we're still trying to improve our channel by numerous ways. I'm gonna start creating posts. I'm gonna figure out how to use the live stream stuff, but let's get right into it, guys. So we do have some stuff to talk about because next week it could be very active. Well, let's get into the current stuff. Starting off with the Storm Prediction Center, we do have a marginal risk for Texas and the southeast states for a couple severe thunderstorms, mainly just damaging wind producers. There's nothing with. I mean, there could be some hail, but I'm mainly expecting a Boeing line of storms and maybe some 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts possible. And that's pretty much it. Honestly, this week will be pretty quiet. And then next week, we're going to watch day 7 and day 8. Because this could be an East Coast storm. And could we see a severe thunderstorm threat for the first time in the East Coast? I mean, it's possible. Yeah, it's definitely possible. So we do have a larger area of severe potential will be realized on Monday for the parts of the southern central plains into mid Mississippi and Ohio valleys. And there's going to be a dry line setting up moving northward with 60-degree surface dew points. And it still seems to be too much in spread for possible solutions, but it is going to become more likely that we will see a severe weather potential. And even it says some severe threat may continue to day 7 Tuesday. That is our day to watch, along with ahead of a cold front moving parts of the southeast and eastern states. It's not only the southeast, it's the eastern states. That means the I-95 corridor is in play for this. So we're going to need to watch this. This might be the same time frame as a destructive deviating April 1st of last year event. I mean, we have to watch it. We really do. We have some kinematics in play for next week, so it wouldn't shock me at all if we did get a severe weather threat. And unfortunately, it is on Tuesday, so I might not be here, but pray to God we're going to be here. Pray to God. Alright, so in terms of the weather, like the real weather stuff, we are going to be looking at a system developing. Let's zoom into the northeast US, because that's what we're going to be focusing on. Actually, no. Let's zoom into the mid-Atlantic. That's a better view. Okay, so we're going to be looking at some showers developing throughout this afternoon. They could be heavy at times, especially towards the late afternoon and early evening. It does get steadier and heavier, as you can see. We do see a stationary front across the east coast will bring rain and drag it for hours and hours and even days. So it's gonna be a rainy stretch from tomorrow into it's from today until tomorrow, even tomorrow evening. It's gonna be a rainy stretch. We do see some thunderstorms trying to develop in the southeast. I don't think they will be severe, but we'll see. But we do have a couple heavy showers developing in the east coast, and they get heavier and heavier once this low pressure develops right here in South Carolina. So it's definitely something to watch. And I mean, once we get even further, we see rain overspreading the east coast. But you see that sharp, drastic cutoff in almost northern New Jersey? Yeah. Some of y'all might not even see any rain. But where you do see rain, you will get a good half an inch to an inch. This low pressure starts to come up on like Thursday evening, and we might see that rain shut off a little bit. But no, you are wrong. This low pressure system will keep on dragging this rain for hours and days. And finally, once we get to 42 hours, that is a long time. Well, this finally drags out and it's gone. And it's pretty much done with. So that's really gonna be a very soggy stretch. I did not expect that. I was expecting the storm to move offshore, but it is gonna be soggy due to that stationary front and boundary, which will not let this low pressure move. And honestly, it does get pretty quiet after that. But for today, we're going to be looking at a mix of sun and clouds. I think it's mostly cloudy for today, and we will see rain later on. Temperatures are mainly going to be in the upper 40s, and it is going to be a little bit colder, but it will warm up a little bit, just a slight little bit. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles an hour. It's like not anything too bad. And once we get into Thursday and Friday, those temperatures will drop, and it will be in the mid 40s with gusty west winds like always after a storm. The northwest winds start to crank up 25, 35, maybe even a 40-mile-an-hour wind gust. Yeah, those are gonna be some not like strong wind gusts, but it's definitely like more on the stronger side. But it's definitely not anything too bad for now. So that's really it for this week. I'm not really gonna be talking about this week that much. It's just gonna be like a damp and dreary pattern, and then windy conditions persist through Friday. That's the main story. But however, I did want to say I want to make a longer video because I did want to talk about next week. And I know I usually don't talk about like weeks and stuff, but I did want to address that there is something concerning, in my opinion, to watch. We don't usually do this, but however, we are going to do that today. So honestly, after that storm moves out, it's quiet, right? For Easter Sunday, you might see a shower or two. Yes, you might see a shower or two for Easter Sunday. Nothing severe. Nothing. We will see rain on Monday. That is not the problem. The problem is once that cold front arrives on Tuesday, look at what's going to happen. I am going to zoom out into the whole entire United States for this. You don't see much like happening, but we do see some thunderstorms starting to usher in the Texas Panhandle. We start to see some showers and thunderstorms developing across the Ohio River Valley, and I mean, wow, it just explodes out of nowhere. Tennessee, Arkansas, these are some big time thunderstorms you guys are going to be dealing with on Tuesday or even Monday evening. And this is the storm East Coast needs to be alert on, because we do have some ingredients to talk about later in this video. But you see this warm air intrusion right here. So this is the front, and there's a massive like cold air like ridge, trough coming through. But you do see this warm air bubble rising rapidly to the north. This suggests a huge storm is about to form, and the fact that you see that warm air stretching all the way to the northeast, that means something bad will happen. That is not a good sign. Once we get to Tuesday, it looks like rain. it looks like rain to start. And this is interesting because this is the same entire situation setup of last year. There was moisture ahead of this front and it dumped a lot of rain. But there were a few hours of deep convection and it really heated up that atmosphere 70 degrees. It was no matter that it was raining in the morning. That was all separate from another front. But there was another front coming through. People were tricked. People were tricked for a rainy day and a sunny day. They were tricked awfully. We got those few hours of destabilization, and it just was a very ugly evening after. Tornadoes, thunderstorms, yeah. So this is very interesting to see that, because it's looking like kind of the same thing. We see moisture ahead of this. But this actual front is all the way like from the Ohio River Valley. So we are not in that severe weather front yet. And look at this. This is the cold front. And you do see some like dots and like specks of yellow. These are thunderstorms, most likely, because this warm air is all the way still up in the northeast. So, my goodness. Yeah, so the actual front will come through Tuesday evening, and we got some nasty thunderstorms, according to the GFS. They may not seem like squall line-ish, but still, they're probably nasty thunderstorms they want to hint at. And then once we get into Wednesday morning, that happens. Yeah, that happens, like a nor'easter forms, and then there's snow in the north. So, that's interesting. And then there's snow in Northers. Okay, no, I'm not believing that. But you get the idea. You gotta watch this. We really have to watch this. And you know why? Because the GFS goes a little... I mean, it does want to show these dew points right here. Wait, oh my god. So, we are 150 hours out. And that is ridiculous to be looking at this. But I do want to say... although it is a ridiculous amount of time out, that's probably the pattern we're going to be going in. So we see 60 dew points stretching all the way up into Kentucky. We got some very sticky air ahead of that front. Now, we got to watch these dew points if they don't surge up northward even more, because that would be a huge problem. I don't think they will, but I can't say no. And I think once it gets to the East Coast, since that warm air goes all the way up to the north, I think these dew points will like squish very closely together to the East Coast, and they won't have any room to go out to the west. So instead, what the dew points will do, they'll probably go squish, like you know how you squish something like in a compressor or something, the like material starts to go up because there's no room to the side. That's exactly what's happening. I think what will happen is these dew points will squish, like what I said, and they might spread all the way into the I-95 corridor. Maybe this model doesn't hit it, but I do think this is similar to last year. So I can't let my guard down. It's so close to giving us these high dew points. It's so close. Trust me. And this model also has it. I mean, look. This model really wants to put in some dangerous weather. I mean, we see 60-degree dew points going all the way to western Virginia. We have 50-degree dew points in New Jersey. That ain't significant yet. But once we get into Tuesday afternoon, I'm telling you guys, once we return from school on Tuesday, we gotta watch this. Because most of that instability is gonna be Tuesday afternoon, late afternoon. It's always like that. It's never in the morning unless if it's something strong. But, I mean, you see this? 60-degree dew points in New Jersey. Yup, that is not good. That is not a good sign. We see 60-degree dew points all the way up to Central Jersey. Oh, we got some big time stuff to talk about in this one. Yeah, 60-degree dew points still continue into 8 p.m. Yeah, that is definitely not a good sign. And then this front goes out and it drops. But those few hours of 60-degree dew points, that is a huge problem. I do want to look at the temperature. I do want to look at that. Because if we have that warmth, oh shit. Yup. We have that warmth. We have 60 plus temperatures to talk about next Tuesday. Oh boy, that, no. Oh, no. That is not good. Yeah. So the peak of the heating, 60 plus degree temperatures. We do see 70s in Virginia, 67 in Maryland. 56 even in Scranton. Oh, no. So that's a huge thing to watch out for next Tuesday. Huge thing. I did want to look at the GFS temperatures because it usually tends to go a little more wild on this. In this case, it doesn't look that bad, but I did want to see it. Yeah, I mean, the temperature for the GFS, it's like really a huge change from the Euro. I mean, yes, we do see 50-degree temperatures start to form, but look, it doesn't get any higher than this. It gets maybe into the upper 40s, and that warm air is really out into the west. Like, it's not even close here. Like, the Euro wanted to point that very humid and warm air all the way into, like, the I-95 corridor. This one doesn't show it even near it. So it is something definitely that the models are still trying to iron out. But the GFS, I think, is a little off with this. Because, honestly, I would agree more with the Euro. Because it is more trusted. And it does look like that front. The GFS looked very disorganized. Yes, this is what I think would happen next Tuesday. More realistic. Huge arm of showers and thunderstorms. Maybe I think these are severe at this point. All the way into Pennsylvania. And we get a little further in and look what happens. Yeah, probably severe thunderstorms in New Jersey, some even strong. So that is a huge thing to watch out for. Yeah, this is so close to I-95 corridor. We're gonna need to watch this. But the main thing for this week is gonna be damp and dreary. We're going to have windy conditions on Friday. And we're going to watch next week for that huge storm to watch out for. But that's really it. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. We're going to make the updates more consistent. I know there's been problems with processing the videos and stuff. We're going to make it a lot more consistent. So, see you guys.